No creation can contain him, no doubt. The Christians, they believe in God conceptually, not in reality. God exists independently. He has own attributes. So عليكم السلام بارك الله فيك دار شوية حياك الله آمين آمين جزاك الله خير الله يعزك. So if no doubt the heavens is greater and bigger than humans, Jesus' body. So how God was inside the body? If someone says, yeah, but you as a Muslim say, I can help you, or help the Christians in a way, not help them, but I can refute some doubt. Because, for example, they say, yeah, but when you say God descends to the lowest heaven, you say without how? No, there's difference between something we can observe in our physical world, and there's something which is a pure unseen. We can observe from the physical world that Jesus, he was a human being. People, they saw him with their own eyes. They didn't say he was bigger than other human beings. He was a normal human being. He was ignorant. Ignorance meaning he didn't know many things. Okay, disrespect Jesus. Because as a Muslim, if I do disrespect Jesus, would take no doubt become a disbeliever. The point here is, logically speaking, rationally, how Jesus as a human being, his body contained God, which in the Bible say the heavens cannot contain him. Either God go and get his nature to be the greatest and became smaller than Jesus, and there were other human beings that were bigger than Jesus. So they were bigger than who? Bigger than God who was inside Jesus. That doesn't make any sense. That's why in the Quran, the best example, the refutation against Christianity in the Quran, Allah said about Jesus and his Mary, كَانَ يَأْكُلَانِ الطَّعَامِ. Both of them used to eat food. What does that mean? Means that they cannot be independent, and God is independent, is self-sufficient. If God's in need of food, cannot be self-sufficient. That's why when I speak to Christians, I always emphasize on the most important thing, which all human beings share, which is our sound intellect. Understand? God became a baby. Okay. So when he was a baby, you can correct me. I know that Christians, they say, even when he was a baby, God was inside him.
God was fully the baby. The baby, the human nature is distinct from God, but the baby and God were fully united.
Yeah, so God was inside.
But God was fully the baby.
Yeah, God was inside the baby. So again, Mary was bigger than God. Mary was bigger than God in size. Because God exists independently.
Heavens and earth can't contain it.
The Bible says that, and in the Quran, of course.
I'm doing MMA in philosophy, so I'm saying God. I do study religion. I've read all the religious textbooks, but
you haven't read all Islam books.
Quran, yeah.
You have a Quran?
Yeah.
And understood you correctly, or just read it like read a newspaper?
No. I read the Quran. I read most of Sahih Bukhari. I read most of the Bible and the Torah. So I have some understand what these religions say, right?
Okay.
But
Vitamin D, brother.
I know there's one time I read the Quran. I read the Quran many times, okay?
There's no, we're going to go there. Yeah, say again. You read the Quran many? Yeah. You read the Quran many?
Many times,
okay.
Right? So I do have some understanding, but as I'm in philosophy, right? I'm taking from not necessarily what I hold it, but I say from formally and a philosophical point of view. And God from a philosophical point of view is outside space and it's outside time. God is outside space.
Okay, when you say space and time, again here, look. This is a poison of philosophy which Christianity adopted later on. Jesus.
So did many Muslims.
Likewise, I agree. Yes. So the Jewish people did first. Okay, then the Christians followed them. Then the Muslims did follow them. You're right. So the point here is Jesus and Moses and all the prophets and messengers, they never came with philosophy. They came with the logical, rational. When you say logical, not the philosophical, defining logic. Okay.
There's an overlap between logic, a religious scripture might use, and what a philosopher might use. They use the same kind of syllogistic.
No, for example, like talking about space and time. Yes, we talk about space and time. Again, space is an ambiguous term, all right? Because we believe God existed before the creation, correct?
Yeah.
So when God created the creation, either he created the creation within himself or outside him. Which one is it?
So the classical theists say he created it from nothing. He created the...
No, I'm not talking about from. When God created the creation, was it within himself or outside himself?
But here's the thing, if God has no place, inside, outside, it doesn't really... There's no meaning.
But there is God exists before the creation, correct?
Yes.
So now rationality, God exists and there's nothing beside God. God created the creation.
Yeah.
Either it's going to be inside himself or outside him. There's no third option.
It's like asking where the edge of the earth is, right?
No.
The question, like is it over here or is it over there?
No. Okay. It's a logical, rational, brother. You cannot escape it. It's irrational. God existed all the time, has no beginning, correct?
Yes, but just saying God exists doesn't mean God exists in a place. That's two different things.
I'm not asking about place or not.
But then you ask it, is he inside him or outside him?
Yeah, so God really created the creation.
So when you ask that as a question, did God create the creation inside himself or outside himself, you then presuppose God exists in some type of place.
Does God exist?
Yes, but that doesn't indicate it's a physical place.
Okay. Even this term physical, you see, this is the poison of philosophy. You know, everyone here, I ask him, because they haven't studied philosophy, naturally, the way God create us, they say, yes, God existed, we have God. Because remember, I said to you, differentiate between conceptual belief of God, which only exists in your mind, does not exist in reality, and that's the majority of the belief of the philosophers, Muslims or Christian or Jewish. They have God that only exists in their minds, does not exist in reality. Because if does God exist independently?
God exists, yes.
Independently, all right? And he has an essence.
Yes.
Okay, he has an essence. So therefore, God has an essence. So when God's going to create another creation, that creation doesn't exist outside him or inside him, because there's only God now.
But again, you're presupposing God
exists. You're not answering my question,
but it's like me asking you, which swimming pool did you go to?
Which?
It's like me asking you, which swimming pool did you go to this morning?
Which swimming pool? Yes, I want swimming pool.
Hold on.
How do you know?
If I ask you right now, which swimming pool did you go to this morning? Yeah. You would say that question presupposes I went to a swimming pool, but I never went to a swimming pool.
No, that's a wrong analogy. No. For us comparison.
But there's an assumption in your question.
Did God create the creation?
Yes, but I don't.
I'm just asking you, did God create the creation?
Yes, but hold
Does this creation
Tell me. God creating the creation.
Yeah.
Does that necessitate God must exist in a place to create the creation?
You see, you focus on a place. I'm not focusing. Brother.
You're focused on outside and inside.
I'm not asking. Because God exists, okay?
Yes.
Okay, God exists. There's nothing beside God.
Yeah.
God created the creation, all right? Was it where?
So the classical theists, right? They all say God created from nothing, right?
No. You're not answering my question. You're asking a question that I never asked. I'm not asking you where did God create the creation from. I'm asking you. Imagine, give you an example. Okay, nothing exists except me. If God is going to create something, if nothing exists except me, either I'm going to create it in me because there's nothing there. There's nothing there beside me, correct? Either I'm going to create it inside me or outside me. And by the way, this is an argument of Imam Ahmed mentioned it, and Ibn al-Qayyim mentioned it. Okay, you can go back to it. This is the problem and the poison of philosophy. You start going, what you do in our respect, you become sophistry.
You can see that.
You know what is sophistry?
You can have that view.
But do you know what is sophistry?
Yes, I'm just speaking nonsense, right?
Have that view.
I understand many Ash'ari Muslim theologians, the exact same.
They're poisoned by philosophy.
That's your view.
No, it's not.
You can have that view. You can have that view.
This is the view of the uqala, the people with sound intellect.
Look, I understand one Muslim tells you something, other Muslim scholars tell me
No.
I have to go back to what seems most logical to me, right? It seems for a being that exists before space and time, talking about this being as if it had a place, as if it had an outside and inside, doesn't seem to be rationally warranted.
Where he created the creation?
Sorry?
Where he created the creation? Does the creation exist?
The creation does exist.
Does God exist?
Yes.
Does the creation exist inside him or outside him?
But again, that presupposes God has a place.
Brother, if God exists, what are you playing around? If God exists, this is sophistry. This necessitates. Look. If there's nothing exists except me, if there's nothing exists except me.
But that's you.
They can't prove that.
Okay. You believe in God?
Yes.
Okay. And now, okay, no problem. You know what? Forget all of this. If God doesn't have place according to your Bible.
Just rationally.
No, rationally, brother, a place. The term place is ambiguous. If you mean a physical place which is created, yes, I agree with you.
Okay.
But if you mean God is separate from this creation, then it has to be somewhere.
Okay.
You call it place or not, it's up to you.
So we've agreed God does not exist in a physical place.
No. Listen carefully. You have to listen to my words. Listen.
Physical place.
Yes, created.
Right.
No. Wait. I don't believe God is contained by a physical place.
Good.
Okay.
We both agree.
However, in the Bible and in the Quranic teaching, not according to Aristotle, Plato, according to Moses and Jesus, according to the Bible, Jesus is standing next to God, and God is sitting on the front. Okay?
Is
it the front? No, it's not vision. That's reality. That's reality. On the day of judgment, God will be sitting on the throne. Okay? The throne is inside God or outside God?
Well, you see, I'm not looked at these passages, right?
It's in the Bible. I can show you.
Okay.
That's why you're following a philosopher. You're not following Jesus.
First of all,
Genesis.
It's Corinthians what?
Okay,
Corinthians.
Philosophy comes from Genesis because in Genesis it says man was made in the image of God. There's an inherent mystery within Jewish and Christian theology in that the man's making himself. Sorry, I don't want to be filmed.
It doesn't be physical.
But let's agree.
I don't know what we're talking about.
We both agree God does not exist in a physical place. So we both agree. Then
It's not contained by a physical place. However, I believe. Okay, sorry.
So there's no point in talking about a physical outside and an inside. Because when you say outside and inside, I only know that to mean physically. I don't have no.
But even the term physical, what do you mean by that?
What has being? What has being? Matter. What has matter?
Okay.
Matter? So here's the way. If the only concept of outside and inside I have in my head is that of physical, right?
Say again?
The only concept of outside and inside I have in my head is that of physical, right?
Okay, that's your problem. That's your mind's problem. Not the reality. Yeah. This is a problem with your mind.
But here's the thing.
Because this is the outcome of being poisoned.
No problem. We can only know reality through I have my mind. You understand?
Look.
I don't have your mind. I don't have his mind.
But sound reasoning, which in
This is sound reasoning.
No, it's not.
If God does not exist in a physical place, how can you speak
Brother,
of an
what do you mean by
outside-
physical place?
How can you speak of an outside and inside when the only concept of outside and inside I have are physical?
Okay, what do you mean by physical place?
Something that has matter, something that has like atom, made out of atoms.
That's have matter, yeah? Something has a matter, okay?
Yeah.
So matter is created, of course.
Yes.
So God is outside the matter, okay? God is not created, okay? That's what I said to you. If God exists independently,
Yeah.
God exists independently, correct?
Yeah.
Well, it's not really.
Did He create the creation?
Yes.
Okay. Is His creation was inside God or outside
Okay.
God? Or, no, because why? If there is God independently exists, He has own essence, yes? Is a logical, rational outcome. You cannot turn away from it. When He create the creation, not from where? When He create the creation, did He create the creation outside Him, inside Him? Because He exists independently, okay? Or He's above the creation, or the creation is above Him, or because He created in reality, correct? Tell me how.
If you mean outside, in the fact that if you mean outside by the creation, the creation is distinct from God.
Yes.
That's a yes.
That's it. Okay.
Remember,
So there was a misunderstanding. Okay.
Hold on. Understand. Primarily, outside means place.
No, brother. This again, this is the problem of being poisoned with philosophy, because philosophy try to dictate to us. For example, one of the if you say this, it has to be this way. For example, if something moves, it must have a body. Okay, this is a philosophical conclusion. We're talking about God. We're not talking about this. Again, that's why I said to you, you differentiate between followers of Jesus and Moses and the followers of philosophers. The Christians now, they don't follow Jesus and Moses anymore. Or they don't even follow Moses. I mean, even Jewish, even some Muslims, they, when it comes in speaking about God's essence, they speak with the terminology of the philosophers. So God is distinct from His creation, correct?
Yeah.
So that's it. That's what I say. And therefore, God, that's what we say, God is above the creation, distinct from His creation. So therefore, the creation exists independently, and God exists independently.
Okay.
Yeah, you agree? Yeah, that's it. And that's why we say God is, and this is why it goes with the fitrah. Because when you say, no, it's not inside Him, no outside Him, so therefore it has to be.
Physically speaking.
This creation is a physical.
No, hold on. Inside
That's it.
Inside and outside primarily refer to physical reference, yes?
But again, what I say to you, look, I have respect, you have to be careful. When you say physical, I don't care what this philosopher is going to say.
Matter.
No, okay. Is this creation matter?
Yes.
God created it.
Yes.
Is He mixed with it?
No.
It's distinct from it.
Yes.
So it's outside Him.
In the sense that it's distinct from his being, yes.
If it's distinct, it's outside him.
But to speak of physical,
Brother, if it's distinct from him, it's outside him.
Let me finish.
Alhamdulillah, khalas.
But to speak of physical place, it is meaningless to speak of.
Brother, again, I'm repeating this term.
But that's what outside and inside. Outside and inside refer to places.
Okay.
That's what it primarily means.
Is God distinct from the creation?
Yes.
So it's outside him.
If by being distinct in that sense, yes.
It's outside.
That's not the that is not the primary.
So therefore, let me finish.
That's not the primary meaning of outside.
Let me finish. It means. So therefore, God being outside the creation doesn't mean God is in a place which we. Sorry. So we as a Muslim and the Salafis, that's why Ash'ari, they believe, which you yourself now you start dropping. Because when I said to you, it's distinct, you said yes, which therefore necessitates outside him. Because if it's distinct of something else, mean is.
But hold on.
Let
me ask you a question. God
Words have meaning.
Words has meaning.
To say God is distinct from the universe, that has one unequivocal meaning, right? God is different from the creation. When you say God is outside the creation, you have two possible meanings, all right? You could say God is physically outside, or you could say in your sense God is distinct. Why do you choose to focus on the more ambiguous way of saying it when there's a more unequivocal way of saying it?
No, I'm not.
Saying God is distinct from the creation, that has one unequivocal meaning.
That necessitates outside.
But you argue is God outside? How is he outside?
No, I didn't say how. No, I never said how. I never said because we. No.
We went through. Is it outside means physical, or do you mean it's distinct?
No. Firstly, outside necessitates distinct. Because if something is distinct, if I'm distinct from something else, is it mixed with me or outside me?
Okay, in the sense of being, God. If you mean the sense of the being, yes, you can say God is outside.
God is a being.
But God is a being. Yes.
It's outside the creation.
In a secondary sense, yes, but that's not the primary use of the word outside. So why focus? So why would it?
What do you mean by outside?
Primarily outside refers to places, right?
No, not all the time. No, not all the time.
Primarily, almost always.
No. When we talk about creation, yes. No. When we talk about creation, therefore, if I'm talking about God, I'm being so clear because the logic dictates here. Look, logic dictates. If God is the only, it has no beginning, no end, and there was no creation, so there will be no physical place, which means create. When I say physical, I like to emphasize, create the place. Because there was nothing created, so God had no beginning. So therefore, when God created the creation, which is, He must have a place. Therefore, when you say God has a place, if you mean God is outside the creation, I said yes, and you agree with me, separate from His creation. That's why the Ash'aris, they don't agree with that. The Ash'aris don't say, He's outside, He's not inside, He's not the right, He's not the left. But even that, that's why Imam Ahmad, rahimahullah, may Allah have mercy upon him, from the Salaf, he came with argument which is a logical, rational to any human being. God, that's why I said to you, I start emphasizing on God exists independently. Because when I speak to Ash'ari, philosophers, Christians, I've noticed when they start speaking about God, they focus more on a conceptual God, which only exists there in their head. Because it doesn't make any sense. Something exists independently and it's not separate from another thing.
I read this hadith in Bukhari. I read this hadith, right? Yeah. Where God, the day of judgment, He will first interview the Jews and then the Christians, and He'll come to the Muslims, right? Yeah. Like the righteous and the unrighteous among them, and He will come to them in the picture that is closest to them. The hadith
doesn't say close to them. No, you talk about the hadith about. You talk about the hadith of Surah. No. That's about the hadith of Surah. That on the day of judgment, Allah Subhanahu wa Taala will appear in one form, and will appear in another form. Yes. But that doesn't mean he go against nature. And again, that's.
I understand. So, my concept of God and your concept of God might be different, okay? But we can't say mine or your concept of God can totally encapsulate the true nature of God, because one, God is beyond our comprehension, and two, the hadith itself says God will come in the form. God will come in the form closest to us, suggesting we cannot truly conceptualize God.
I don't know if I remember this hadith correctly, but closest to us. But anyway,
closest to the form we have of Him, closest to the form we have. The exact wording was, I read this in Sahih Bukhari. I can bring it next week.
Translation, maybe it's the wrong translation.
Maybe. The word was closest to the picture of Him in their minds, right?
No, there's no hadith says close pictures in our mind. Anyway, the point here is, look.
I can show you.
No problem.
I read it a few days ago.
Okay, you can get it, but the translation. I know the hadith of Surah. That Allah will come in one form,
All right.
then it will come in another
Even
form
so- even
as a
so-
test. Okay.
even so.
Okay. So let me answer. Sorry. Okay. Yes, I do agree with you. We do not comprehend everything about God. Likewise, we don't comprehend His true nature.
Yeah.
But we understand certain things which God tells us about Himself. There are certain things we understand, like which call universal knowledge, or that which is known by necessity. For example, the Ash'ari, when we speak about God's attributes, they try to negate some of God's attributes, claiming if you do affirm it, you are resembling God to His creation, which is incorrect. Okay? Because, for example, the argument that Ibn Taymiyyah used against them, if you're saying if I affirm this attribute of God for God, therefore I'm resembling to His creation, you are alive. God is alive. Is your life like God's life? No. Okay. Likewise, for every attribute and every name of God, same criteria. You understand? So, for example, like I said to you about when you read about, that's why in the beginning I said, what's your name? I never call your name.
I don't want to.
Give me a fake name anyway. I'm not home office, by the way.
Okay. My middle name is Hassan, so we'll go with
Hassan.
Hassan.
You middle name.
Yeah, my name is
Okay,
Hassan.
Hassan.
Yeah.
Okay, Hassan. What I would say to you, that's why in the beginning I said to you, with the Christians now, they follow the Christian philosophers. Like you said, some Muslims do as well. If you listen to Bob is not speaking how Jesus spoke about God. He speaks about how some Christian fathers who were heavily influenced by Greek philosophy speak about God. I'm not sure. Once I was speaking to a young boy, and he negates every attribute of God.
Like the Jahmiyyah.
Like al-Jahmiyyah, understand? Which doesn't make any sense. So the God they believe in doesn't exist in reality. Because anything that exists in reality independently must have attributes. You understand? So that was my argument. But let me bring you back, I think you digress a lot. The point here is about Christianity, God doesn't make any sense. The concept of God.
I mean,
Becoming a baby and God.
The major, I would say, the Christian concept of God primarily is not about the incarnation, about the Trinity. Okay? How there's three distinct persons.
But they are one.
There's still one God.
They are one in what if they are distinct?
The Christian argument is they're one in essence. They share the same essence, or they share the same self. Or
so, for example, Samsi, Hassan, Jamal, we are distinct people, but we are one essence. Because you have human nature, same thing exactly. Okay.
Yeah.
So now, if Jesus is God by default, God has no beginning, no end, and He has everything perfect. Okay, everything perfect. Okay, and God does not submit to no one. You agree? Everything submit to God. The Christian, when they say to us, yes, when Jesus was on the earth, He had to pretend or act like a human being. Humble himself, which doesn't make any sense. That's not God's nature. That's human nature, humble himself. Yeah. God does not need to humble to no one because He's the greatest. Guess what? In Paul, which is Corinthians, on the day of judgment, everything will submit to Jesus. Then Jesus Himself will submit to the Father. Subordinate, submit. Yeah, subjugate. That is not. So you just told me God does not submit to no one. If Jesus is God, and that is not, and on the day of judgment, not only He's a human being, on the day of judgment, He's going to submit to the Father. Therefore, they're not same. Jesus is lower than the Father.
I guess like what they would say,
yeah.
The Christian would say is that again, the human, even when He's God, the human nature is still distinct from His divine. They're united in person. But they say when He returned, sorry to cut you. They say when He returned, it's not human anymore. He's God now. No, even though He's both human, even when
He returns.
Yes.
So it's not going to be. All He's going to be human.
Always going to be fully human and fully God.
Hang on. They said to me the reason He became human here to communicate with us.
Yeah.
Then when He went back to the day of judgment,
He resurrected. He resurrected. Humans will also resurrect, and humans resurrect is also part of their human nature.
Okay.
It's also nature that Jesus resurrects as a human as well.
But in the Bible, does not say Jesus' human nature submits to God. It said Jesus Himself. So Himself as a whole. That includes God's nature according to your belief. And the question also, Jesus as God, is He the Father?
No.
It's not the Father. Jesus as God, does He know the hour?
No.
Huh?
No.
He doesn't know. So He cannot be God.
Yeah, that's a problem. That's a problem.
Yeah. Jesus as God, is Jesus as God? What I've seen in the Bible, Jesus, because God is not God part-time, it's God all the time, which He should be worshipped alone, should be glorified. In the Bible, it seems like Jesus as God, He's like He took day off to be God. Just Jesus worshipping the Father only the Father. He's not even asking His other nature, which is God, to help Him. That's why I look to the Islamic teaching, which goes in line with our sound intellect and the natural inclination, which the Creator created us with. That's why the Creator is the most wise. When He created you and I and everyone, He created with us the tools and devices which go in line with His revelation. That's why God is one, is perfect. He has no beginning, no end. Jesus, we love Him. He's a mighty messenger. And it's a dirty, not all the French people, but the Olympics, what they did to disrespecting Jesus and His disciples, yeah, we are free from it. And this is a satanic way. And we Muslims will defend Jesus, you know. But clearly, Jesus and all the prophet messengers came to call people to worship one God and to stay away from the Satan, okay? And that is an Islamic teaching. That's why, you know, one of the miracles of Islam, which me myself, I like to use Hassan a lot, one of the so powerful prophecy. You know that the enemies of Islam, okay, they have stronger weapons than the Muslims.
Now, yes.
Them, the opponents.
In the beginning, yes, and then now.
Now, like for example, when it comes to social media, it's controlled by the, like just what happened recently. What happened recently is the riot. Yeah. Social media was utilized by the enemies of Islam. Even the guy who committed the crime, he was a Christian. He had nothing to do with Islam. Yet they were attacking the mosques. So the point here I was going to bring, I want to bring you back to, is there's a verse in the Quran. Allah said, "Huwa alladhi arsala rasulahu bil huda wa din al haqqi liyudhhirahu ala ad-din kullih walau kariha al-kafirun." It's Allah who sends Prophet Muhammad with the true religion in order to prevail the other religions, even if the disbeliever dislike it. Now, even there is the Islamic opponents, they have stronger weapons, social media and so on. The fastest growing, which can cause many barriers to stop people accepting Islam, yet the fastest growing religion in the Western world, specifically, where they say we oppress women, where they say Islam is bad and everything, Islam is spreading. And there was a study carried out about the British women. They study Islam for 5 years, then they accept Islam. That is a powerful prophecy in the Quran.
Okay, it's good for them. But
why should it be good for you too? Inshallah, you become Muslim.
No comment.
No comment, remember, no comment.
Remember, I'm no comment when it comes to my views, right?
Yeah, no problem. Inshallah, anyway, what I will say to you, look, Hassan, this is again, even this, what you're doing now, no comment, yeah? I don't want to speak. All of this, it came from who? It came this.
It comes from, don't you? For example, I know I'm finite. My mind is finite. I don't know everything, okay? So when I'm presented with a variety of views, right, I have to make sure I'm thoroughly well researched in them to start making judgments. Because if I start speaking, I could mislead people. You know, I could spread misinformation. That's why I like to keep things like.
But Hassan,
I
agree, and I respect you for that. But when we're talking about Hassan, we're talking that which is not by necessity. I never want you to say to you, look, let's talk about the Bible, the manuscript, and so on. No, I'm talking. That's why I said to you, when I speak to the Christians, I will never, generally speaking, to the layman Christians, I don't speak about detailed issues. What I speak about that which is not by necessity, which is the oneness of Allah. The oneness of Allah is clear and pure in everything. The concept of Islam is so clear. There is only one God. Yes, He has attributes, a perfect attribute. He sent the prophets and messengers to call people to worship God alone. Okay? That's why when you have experience, and before I want to bring you back to the issue of I don't want to make no comments. Again, this the Western Academy is being poisoned by Greek philosophy, which they always I don't want to. No, you make Jesus. He never said what you said. I don't want to make comments. No, you have to either be.
After every fatwa, you say Allahu Alam, don't you?
Yeah, no doubt.
Why do you say that?
No, but I don't say Allah is one. Allahu Alam. No. I don't say Allahu Alam. Yeah, Allahu Alam, no doubt, and Alam I know as well. I'm not Alam, but I know for certainty. Certain things we don't say Allahu Alam. No, certain things which there is room for doubt. Then we say Allahu Alam. You understand? But say something else, like I don't say Muhammad Rasulullah Allahu Alam. What do you mean Allahu Alam? Is Allah Alam? Naam. Allah told you He's Rasulullah. You know? So the point here is that you should think about yourself, like I said to you, reflect upon about your situation, because like I said to you, I remind you, when you die, none of this Western academic way of I don't want to take no position. I don't want to say either you have to be with the truth or with the falsehood. But do your research, inshallah.
Samsi, do you want to take part of my survey?
Yeah, give it to me.
Okay.
Yeah.
Do you have a pen?
Oh, I think you're going to give me the actual paper.
Yeah.
It has Quran, it has.
I've got loads.
Yeah. It has. Barakallah, big sister. Shukran. Barakallah. I can give you a nice book Come. Where is do you have them?
Bring the atheist.
I can give you a nice book. And I can give it to your sister as well, because you want to help us. I can give it to read as well. It's a nice book that you can read. I mean, you can read it. It shows Islam about. Give two. And we have it. I'm going to show to people, to the Muslims. You can come to our Dawah table in Shepherd's Bush. You can come to our Dawah in Shepherd's Bush because even the Muslims should read it. It's very, very beneficial. Very beneficial. Muslims to read it and to learn from it and to give Dawah. Here, my sister, for you.
Do you need a pen?
I'm going to take it or...
you can just fill it out and bring it back to me when you can.
I have to fill it. Okay. It's a survey, like survey.
Yeah.
Brother, you know Home Office, are you? You sure, brother? You know MI5, are you?
It's MA research.
Okay, khalas. I'm not going to come in this week. Probably after 2 weeks or 3 weeks, I will bring it, inshallah.
Okay, thank you.
Because, Hassan, thank you for talking to. Take care of yourself. Yes, how are you, man? You're right, how are you doing? Hassan, take care of yourself.
So are you up for a street mic interview today?
Brother, I don't you like to interview me too much, man.